Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Both states down south get a big infra and developmental push. PM to hand over state-of-the-art Arjun main battle tank to the Indian Army. PM to inaugurate second phase of Chennai Metro rail project costing 3,770 crore rupees. Lok Sabha passes Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill 2021, slamming opposition for dividing the bureaucracy on religious lines. Home Minister says there is no link between the bill and statehood. Home Minister also states the centre will definitely restore statehood of Jammu and Kashmir, but at the appropriate time. More than 99% business transacted in first leg of budget session with passage of two important bills from both houses. House would reconvene on the 8th of March after recess. Railway freight revenue overtakes almost 5% from last year in the same corresponding days of February of post-COVID-19. Loading is also ahead by almost 8% as compared to last year. Railways achieved this turnaround due to extraordinary set of new initiatives. India's battle against COVID continues. More than 80 lakh beneficiaries vaccinated against COVID-19. More than 7,600 healthcare workers received second dose on Thursday. Union Health Secretary reviews COVID-19 vaccination drive with all states and union territories. U.S. Senate acquits Donald Trump in impeachment trial on charge of inciting insurrection. Many Republicans back former president. Senate votes 57-43 to acquit former President Donald Trump on charge of inciting January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. India in a strong position in Chennai Test Thursday against England on back of incredible batting by Rohit Sharma. India scores 300 runs for loss of 6 wickets. Rahane makes half-century. Visitors return to the venue with Chennai Test. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukmaina. Top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit the southern states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala on a day-long visit to pave the way for various developmental projects. Prime Minister Modi will hand over the state-of-the-art Arjun main battle tank to the Indian Army at Chennai and also inaugurate the Chennai Metro rail Phase 1 extension. Prime Minister will also lay foundation stones for several projects in the southern Indian state. Here's more.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate and lay the foundation stones for several crucial projects in Chennai. These projects will add momentum to the growth trajectory of Tamil Nadu and help hasten the pace of realizing its full development potential. Included in the Prime Minister's itinerary is the inauguration of the extension of Chennai Metro Rail Phase 1, which has been completed at a cost of nearly 3,770 crore rupees. Prime Minister will also inaugurate the line from Washerman Pit to Bimco Nagar on the occasion. This 9.05 km long extension line will link North Chennai with the airport and central railway station. Prime Minister will inaugurate the 4th railway line between Chennai Beach and Attipattu. This 22.1 km section, laid at a cost of 293.40 crore rupees, traverses through Chennai and Thiruvallur districts and will ease out traffic from Chennai port. Prime Minister will also inaugurate the railway electrification of single-line section in Vilupuram, Kadalur, Mayilathurai, Tanjavur and Mayilathurai, Tiruvarur. Completed at a cost of 423 crore rupees, the electrification of this 228 km route will enable free flow of traffic without the need for a change of traction between Chennai, Egmore and Kanyakumari, and would result in a saving of rupees 14.61 lakh per day on fuel cost. During the event, the Prime Minister will hand over the state-of-the-art Arjun main battle tank Mark 1A to the Indian Army. This battle tank has been indigenously designed, developed and manufactured by Combat Vehicle Research and Development Establishment and DRDO, along with 15 academic institutions, 8 labs and several MSMEs. The Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone for the extension, renovation and modernization of the grand Anicut canal system that plays a key role in irrigation in the Delta districts. Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone for a satellite campus of IIT Madras. Called Discover the Campus, it will be built at Thayur near Chennai at an estimated cost of 1,000 crore rupees in the first phase. Prime Minister's visit will add an impetus to the infrastructure push. In Tamil Nadu, it will prove to be a great and significant visit not only for this generation but for many coming generations too. DD India.
And joining us now is our correspondent Philip Matthews from Chennai with more details about the Prime Minister's visit. A very good morning to you, Philip. And when we talk about the Prime Minister's visit today, it's a major infrastructure and developmental push for Tamil Nadu.
In fact, as you rightly said, this will change the face of Tamil Nadu in many ways because there are two major infrastructure projects that have been taken up. One, of course, is the Chennai Metro extension rail up to Vimco Nagar. And the other, of course, is the railway projects for electrification between Villanpuram and Tanjavur. And of course, the fourth line between Chennai Beach and Attipattu. This will change the face of the railway network in Tamil Nadu. It will ease traffic between the north and the south and will also enable people to travel from Chennai to Kanyakumari via electric traction, which will result in substantial cost savings for the Indian Railways. Apart from that, of course, the major highlight of the event is the handing over of the Arjun Mark 1A battle tank to the Indian Army. As you can see just behind me, the Arjun battle tank is already there on display. The Prime Minister will be standing on that podium just beside the tank and will be taking a gun salute. This tank will, of course, add firepower to the Indian Army's armored corps, and it will also result in significantly boosting the Army's attack capabilities. It's supposed to be one of the most advanced tank systems in the world, and it also has protection that can compare with the best available worldwide. So clearly, this is a major day for the Indian Army as well. So these are the projects. Apart from that, you also have the IIT campus that is being inaugurated just close to Chennai. This will be a major campus where called Discovery, which will feature all kinds of research activities that IIT Madras has been undertaking of late. Besides that, you also have a renovation of the Grand Anicut irrigation system, which will provide water to the southern districts of Tamil Nadu.
Right, Philip. Also, as you've just pointed out, and with those wonderful visuals of the Arjun Mark 1 battle tank, it's a big boost for Make in India, a manifestation of the slogan that the Prime Minister himself had given us. When we talk about the message that's gone across, despite the lockdown, despite these months of inactivity, as we thought, clearly the public welfare projects have proceeded at a full pace, and also it's a major. It has been a major boost for employment too, hasn't it? All these major projects.
Well, absolutely. In fact, the railways are one of the major employers in Tamil Nadu. There have been a number of projects for electrification and doubling that's been carried out here. Apart from that, the Chennai Metro Rail, in fact, it was one of the projects that was the earliest to resume. Laborers were brought in from other parts of the country, and the extension project was taken up and completed in record time. So these are projects that have added a great impetus to the industrial development of the state. The Metro Rail will, of course, improve connectivity within Chennai and enable, the development of industrial clusters, especially in the northern parts of the city, which have hitherto been neglected. So connectivity is another important aspect as far as this visit is concerned, and the Prime Minister's launch of the Chennai Metro extension scheme will go a long way in fulfilling that goal.
Right, Philip. Well, you keep your eyes on that story. Thank you so much for joining us with those details. Philip Matthews, our correspondent there in Chennai, covering the Prime Minister's visit and the many projects he is to inaugurate today. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also visit Kerala. PM Modi will be inaugurating a slew of developmental projects here. including laying foundation stones of reconstruction of South Coal berth at Cochin Port. Here's a detailed report.
During his visit to Kerala, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the international cruise terminal Sagarika at the Cochin port. The cruise terminal is India's first full-fledged international cruise terminal that has state-of-the-art facilities and has been constructed at a cost of 25.72 crore rupees. Prime Minister will also dedicate to the nation the Ro-Ro vessels at Willingdon Islands, Cochin. The International Waterway Authority of India will deploy 2 new roll-on, roll-off vessels between Bolgatti and Willingdon Island on National Waterway 3. The Ro-Ro vessels named MV Adi Shankara and MV CV Raman have the capacity to carry 6 20-feet trucks, 3 20-feet trailer trucks, 3 40-feet trailer trucks and 30 passengers each. Both the projects are historic as well as path-breaking.
मैरीटाइम सेक्टर में विजन है, वाटर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बढ़े। कोचिन पोर्ट से साउथ केरला में कार्गो ले जाने के लिए सारा टाउन को घूम के ट्रक को जाना पड़ता था। अभी ये रोरो फेरी चालू होने से कोचिन पोर्ट पर जो कार्गो आएगा वो केवल 4 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस से डायरेक्ट साउथ केरला में चला जाएंगे। उससे फ्यूल की भी बचत होगी, एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली होंगे और यातायात में सुविधा होगी।
Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone of the reconstruction of the South Coal berth at Cochin Port. It has been reconstructed at an estimated cost of 19.19 crore rupees under the Sagarmala scheme. Upon completion, a dedicated berthing facility will be available for chemical handling at Cochin Port. Reconstruction of the berth will ensure quick and efficient handling of cargo and reduced logistics cost. Prime Minister will also dedicate to the nation the propylene derivative petrochemical project PDPP of BPCL. The complex is expected to result in savings of about 3,700 to 4,000 crore rupees per annum in foreign exchange. With the commissioning, Kochi refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce niche petrochemicals.
प्रोपलिन से सीधा टेक्सटाइल, पेंट्स, एडेसिव ऐसे इंडस्ट्री के लिए जो आज की दिनों में हम उसको आवश्यकता को पूरा करने के लिए इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। सालाना 4,000 करोड़ रुपया की इंपोर्ट इसी प्लांट के कारण बचत होगी। अभी हम इंपोर्ट डिपेंडेंट है इस सारे प्रोडक्ट के लिए। ये निश्चित रूप में आत्मनिर्भर भारत की ओर एक बड़ी पहल है। केरल की अर्थनीति में, केरल की रोजगार में, केरल की राजस्व आमदनी में ये एक बहुत बड़ा कदम होगा।
Prime Minister will also inaugurate the Marine Engineering Training Institute Vigyana Sagar, Cochin Shipyard Limited. It is a premier maritime learning center and is the only maritime institute in India functioning within a shipyard. Constructed at a capital cost of 27.5 crore rupees, the institute has an intake capacity of 114 fresh graduates. It will create a talent pool of marine engineers and personnel to fulfill the requirements of the maritime industry in India and abroad.
Prime Minister Modi will dedicate to the nation many big projects like Marine Engineering Institute, including International Cruise Terminal to promote tourism. A fleet of cargo ships in the Willingdon Islands will also help and accelerate the pace of development of Kerala. With my colleague Vibhav Rai and cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Anuj Yadav from Kochi.
And for the first time, post the spread of COVID-19, Indian Railways' cumulative freight revenue surged past the previous fiscal. Railways freight revenue stood at 98,068.45 crore rupees from April to February in fiscal year 2020-21 compared to 97,342.14 crore rupees in the corresponding period of fiscal year 2019-20. According to the National Transporter, on a month-to-month basis as well, in the first 12 days of February, the railways have overtaken the freight revenue figures of last year by 5%. On a monthly basis, Indian Railway freight revenue has surged by 206 crore rupees ahead in February 21 compared to the corresponding period last year. According to estimates, freight revenue of the railways stood at 4,571 crore rupees for the first 12 days of February as compared to 4,365 crore rupees for the same period last fiscal. Incidentally, loading is also ahead by almost 8% as compared to the corresponding period last year. The Railway Ministry has stated that the railways has achieved this turnaround due to an extraordinary set of new initiatives taken in improving business development, incentives, speed and customization. It may be noted that freight loading has been showing higher figures since August 20th as compared to corresponding period of previous financial year. This is for the first time post the COVID lockdown that freight revenue for the month has also been showing higher estimates as compared to last corresponding year. There have been a series of reports in the media about resumption of full passenger train services from a given April date. Clarification is constantly being given to the media about it for the past few days. It is being reiterated again that no such date has been fixed for resumption of all passenger train operations. Railways has been increasing the number of train services in a graded manner. Already, more than 65% trains are running. More than 250 plus were added in January alone. More will be added gradually. All factors need to be taken care of and inputs of all stakeholders are to be factored. All are requested to avoid speculation. Media and public will be duly informed as and when such a decision is taken. The first leg of the budget session of the Indian Parliament ended with Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speaking in the Lok Sabha on reforms and the push for self-reliance. Lok Sabha also passed the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill 2021 through voice vote. Moving the bill in the lower house, Union Home Minister Amit Shah stated that the centre will definitely restore the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir, but at the appropriate time.
On the last day of the budget session, Lok Sabha passed the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill 2021. Speaking on the bill, Union Home Minister Amit Shah accused the opposition of dividing the bureaucracy on religious lines. Amit Shah warned the opposition not to spread fake news that Jammu and Kashmir would be denied of its statehood and clarified that the bill has nothing to do with that.
कहीं पर भी नहीं लिखा है कि स्टेटहुड इससे नहीं मिलेगा। आप कहां से ड्रॉ करते हो? आपकी मन की आशंकाओं को जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता पर क्यों थोप रहे हो? मैंने इसी सदन में कहा है और फिर से कहता हूं कि इस बिल का जम्मू कश्मीर के स्टेटहुड से कोई लेन देन नहीं है। उपयुक्त समय पर जम्मू कश्मीर को स्टेटहुड दिया जाएगा।
The centre also appealed to the members to understand the situation of J&K and refrain from giving political statements which proved to be counterproductive for the youth of the region.
जिनको पीढ़ियों तक शासन करने का मौका दिया, वो जरा अपने गिरेबान में झांक कर देखे कि हम हिसाब मांगने के लायक है या नहीं।
Amit Shah also assured that no one's land will be acquired for starting industries and said that no one can take away the land of the people. He said that the success of Panchayat and local body elections is a mandate against all the forces who supported 370 in the region. Amit Shah said that 100% electrification of the state has been achieved in the last 17 months, adding that by 2022, the region will also have rail connectivity. He declared that 25,000 government jobs shall be given to J&K youth by 2022.
जम्मू कश्मीर के उद्योग के लिए सबसे बड़ा हर्डल था, वहां कोई भी उद्योगपति उद्योग लगाना चाहे तो उसको भूमि नहीं मिल सकती। धारा 370 हटाई, उसके बाद में जमीन के कानून के हमने परिवर्तन किया और अब ऐसी स्थिति हुई है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर उद्योग लग पाए। 6 महीने पहले ही हम कार्यक्रम कानून लाए और अब मिल पाएगी, इसलिए उद्योग भी आएंगे और उद्योग को आने के लिए सबसे अच्छा प्रोत्साहन पैकेज नरेंद्र मोदी जी की अगुवाई में भारत सरकार लाई है, अप्रूव किया है और जम्मू कश्मीर सरकार ने भी इसको अप्रूव कर दिया है।
Earlier, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was at her attacking best while replying to the general discussion on the Union budget for 2021-2022 in the Lok Sabha. Sitharaman said that stimulus and reforms undertaken by the government will set up the pace to make India self-reliant. She said Budget 2021 will provide necessary impetus to the growth of the economy affected by the COVID-19 situation.
I think what I want to highlight is, as I said at the beginning, stimulus plus reforms. An opportunity has been taken out of the pandemic situation, a challenging situation of the pandemic, did not deter the government, did not deter us from taking up reforms which are going to be necessary for sustaining a long-term growth for this country.
Sitharaman insisted that the budget is aimed at realizing PM Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, rebutting the opposition's claim that the union budget favors crony capitalism. Sitharaman accused the opposition led by the Congress party of raising a false narrative against the elected government at the centre.
Raising 10 questions for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Nirmala Sitharaman asked as to why Congress first mentioned farm reforms in its manifesto of 2019 and then made a U-turn. Also, why Congress could not implement the farm waivers.
We don't do work for any damads. We don't do work for any cronies. We work for the common citizen who believes in the Prime Minister.
Finance Minister further said that the government took the challenge as an opportunity and took the steps for the long-term growth of the economy. She said various policy initiatives taken by the government will lead the country to become the top economy in the world. On allocation to the defence sector, Sitharaman clarified that 18.8% capital expenditure has been increased for defence, and so has been the hike in health sector by 137%, which is phenomenal. She added that the budget has been carefully planned on the directions of the PMO to provide the much-needed impetus to the small and medium sector. Vishal Baristo's report, DD India.
Lok Sabha was adjourned on Saturday as the first phase of the budget session concluded. The second half of the budget session will start from the 8th of March. Talking about legislative business transacted in the upper house, it saw 99% business being transacted during the first half of the budget session. Discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address continued for a marathon 15 hours. Under the largest vaccination drive of India, more than 8 million beneficiaries have been vaccinated against COVID-19. 84,807 beneficiaries were vaccinated till 6 p.m. on Saturday. India has started the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine administration since yesterday. 7,668 healthline workers received the second dose on the first day. Union Health Secretary reviewed the COVID-19 vaccination drive with all states and union territories and has urged states and union territories to hold regular meetings of state and district level adverse events following immunization committees and to ensure that beneficiaries are informed about AEFI at vaccination sessions. The U.S. Senate on Saturday acquitted Donald Trump of inciting the mob that stormed the Capitol last month, sparing him from conviction in his second impeachment trial in a year, despite broad condemnation of his role in sparking the deadly siege. The Senate voted 57 to 43 in favor of convicting the former president, falling short of the two-thirds majority needed to do so. In the vote, 7 of the 50 Senate Republicans joined the chamber's unified Democrats in favoring conviction after a week-long trial in the same building ransacked by Trump's followers after they heard him deliver an incendiary speech on the 6th of January. President pro tempore of the Senate, Patrick Leahy, during the trial announced former President Donald John Trump not guilty as charged of the article of impeachment.
The yeas are 57, the nays are 43. Two-thirds of the senators present not having voted guilty. The Senate judges that the respondent, Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment. The presiding officer directs judgment to be entered in accordance with the judgment of the Senate as follows. The Senate, having tried Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, upon one article of impeachment exhibited against him by the House of Representatives, and two-thirds of the senators present not having found him guilty of the charge contained therein, it is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby acquitted of the charge in said article.
And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Saturday called the acquittal of former President Donald Trump a vote of infamy following the Senate's failure to obtain a two-thirds majority to convict him. Following the vote, Schumer took to the Senate floor where he accused Republicans who voted in favor of Trump of choosing the former president over country. He said the most despicable act that any president has ever committed, and the majority of Republicans cannot summon the courage or the morality to condemn it.
The failure to convict Donald Trump will live as a vote of infamy in the history of the United States Senate. The former president tried to overturn the results of a legitimate election and provoked an assault on our own government. And well over half the Senate Republican conference decided to condone it. The most despicable act that any president has ever committed, and the majority of Republicans cannot summon the courage or the morality to condemn it. This was about choosing country over Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump ever stands for public office again, and after everything we have seen this week, I hope, I pray, and I believe that he will meet the unambiguous rejection by the American people.
Rohit Sharma's brilliant 161, coupled with Ajinkya Rahane's 50, helped India take day one honours in the second test against England at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. India were at 300 for the loss of 6 wickets at stumps. England fought back to knock off 6 wickets, but not before India placed on a high deck on a difficult dust bowl track that has begun to turn sharply. England struck thrice to get rid of Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli after India won the toss and opted to bat first. And in football, Lionel Messi and Francisco Trincao scored twice as Barcelona beat Alaves for a 7th consecutive La Liga win. Trincao opened the scoring from a pass by Eli Moriba. Both players were making their first La Liga starts, and Messi doubled the lead via the inside of the post from outside the box. Trincao scored again after Messi's shot was saved, and then the Argentine netted an excellent 25-yard strike before Junior Firpo's close-range 5th. Messi and Trincao's doubles both came on landmark days. Messi was making his 505th La Liga appearance, equaling Xavi's club record. Trincao, 21, was making the first La Liga start of his career, although he has been a regular off the bench and in cups this season. Barcelona move up to second place with this victory, albeit 8 points behind leaders Atletico Madrid. Well, with that, we wind up this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD India. So stay tuned. Goodbye.